Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday night Scream Stream minisode. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
How we doing tonight, Evan?
We are doing well.
Doing well. Feeling a little jazzy tonight. I don't know. Evan is, Evan isn't quite feeling as jazzy as I am. He's not feeling the jazz like I'm feeling it right now. But it's
if
here.
I turn on the jazz, then I get a feedback loop, but the jazz is within me.
It is, isn't it though? Well, welcome Evan. Welcome everyone out there. Thank you for joining us tonight on this pretty normal Wednesday night. Pretty average. Nothing going on.
Just a normal Wednesday night.
No, just
the most average Wednesday so far this year.
Oh my God, tell me about it, bro. Oh my God, 2 weeks and it already feels like we've gone through half the year. I mean, where's the time going? We're taking it all in stride.
Where's this year going?
Where is it going? Well, it's going straight down the drain is where it's going. 2024 is already a wash. We can already call it. It's already no. It's we won't judge it just yet, but we're getting by. We're doing what we can to stay comfortable, which is watching public domain horror movies, which is what we do. And that's Silarn's over in the Twitch chat, and his dog heard the sound of my voice and he's looking for me. So that's great. Silarn's in the house. Hope you're doing well tonight, Silarn. Hope Peter is doing well as well.
How did Garrett get into this computer?
I'm trapped, Pete. Help me, Pete. That dog would be the next Ren 1010 if he could. He would try it. And I mean,
you should have been watching earlier.
Pete would have loved that. And don't worry if you didn't get your fill of amazing animals in that pre-roll, or if you missed out on the pre-roll, don't worry, because our break is gonna have plenty of not only Ren 1010 action, but you better believe Rex the Wonder Horse is going to be in the house. And Sweet Feet over on YouTube. What up, Sweet Feet?
Hell yeah.
Welcome, Sweet Feet. Hope you're doing well this evening. Is it illegal for me to ask you how you're doing tonight, Silarn? I mean, well, let me tell you, I'm going to ask you how you're doing. I'm going to ask Sweet Feet. I'm going to ask everybody how they're doing tonight, because that's something, I'm trying to get better about doing certain things on the show. Trying to, remember why I do this. And one of the things that, I've really strived for, and I haven't, I'll be honest, I'll go ahead and admit it, I haven't quite got there, is to really embrace the interactive element of this show. So this new year, 2024, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that I'm utilizing the beautiful, wonderful audience that we have viewing. So I'm trying to ask questions. I'm trying to get you guys to blow up this chat. And, whether you got a joke or you got some insight,
blow it up.
Whatever. It is, and I want to, every episode, I kind of want to make it a mission to invite you into the chat, invite you to laugh along with us, have fun with us as we enjoy this good old public domain media. And as we get through a busy week or midway through a busy week, like we do on these minisodes. And so we're committed to that. I'm committed to that. So yes, I'm not going to say that I'm going to kill the president, Silarn. That would be very uncouth. That would be, right. Yeah, Sweet Feet. It gets really complicated if you dig into it too much, but we're here. This is what the chat's for. We're, the beauty.
This year's election is.
Yeah, sure. Oh my God, Evan, you're like tripping.
This year's election is going to be a boxing match.
Yeah, it is. It is. It might as well be. Oh, you're kind of back. Evan, you're oh my god, your webcam is like giving us a show. It's like doing all kinds of like weird, trippy, like
Is it going nuts?
glitches. It's really sick actually.
Uh-oh.
I like it a lot. And I'm sure it's on my end. We wouldn't. There you are. Oh my god, you're crystal clear. There you are. You look at you. You're beautiful. You're glowing like an angel, Evan.
Well, there we go.
There he's back. So
I've broken through to the other side.
he's yeah, sure, gotta break on through, and we're breaking on through.
My
to,
God, this stream is full of stars.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the Scream stream if it wasn't. But we're here back in for another exciting chapter of The Whispering Shadow, and we've got a yeah. Doesn't he look like an angel? Yeah, that's right, Sylarn. He's got a very cutting a very Christ-like figure there, Evan. You just need the halo behind you, and you would be dialed in.
Right.
That's all you need. But we're getting into chapter 8 of 13 Demon Street. Oh my god, where am I? I'm a full season back. What the hell? Could you imagine? I don't want to go back to 30. It's not.
It's 2024. Don't be 2000 and late, Garrett.
Seriously, I'm going to be battling that problem all year. Let me tell you. Let me get me started. But we're in the back half of this, and we are swiftly about to keep rolling out suspects and solve this dang mystery of who this. Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd call him the Whispering Bitch Sylarn, but he's definitely he's a whispering shadow for sure. It's it's lived up to its title. You can say that. It hasn't skipped on its title. He's a whispering, all right. Like, I would say that the Phantom Creeps, which is a serial we watched a while back, that didn't really deliver per se on the title. I didn't see, a Phantom creeping a lot, but you better believe
creeping enough for you.
No, he really wasn't. It was not enough. So
when is the Whispering Shadow gonna start yelling?
I don't know. If he really wants his gang to be effective, he needs to, because they've done an awful job up to this point. His henchmen are,
yeah, they're.
It's hard to find good help these days. What is it? You're trying to get people to work for your criminal organization when you're just floating shadow. It's kind of hard to hold people accountable. And all you can do is whisper. Yeah, there's some setbacks there to trying to manage your team. You can't be authoritative when you need to be authoritative.
Yeah, you don't want to be sent to Whispering HR.
No, you do not. Because, let me tell you, it'd be pretty miserable. What? What do you say? I don't. Just whispering. So now, see, that's the question. Are you whispering, or is the HR person whispering, or are you both whispering? I don't know. That would be the funny caveat if the gang only could whisper back to the shadow. It was kind of making
responds to whispers.
Right. It's kind of like their secret code, but they're not smart enough to actually develop a secret code, so they just whisper.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they saying? I can't understand them.
Do that sketch?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure my brain is subconsciously borrowing from Monty Python. So what are you gonna do? But we're, so far, it's been a pretty fun serial. We're still have really no idea who the Whispering Shadow is. We've been able to roll out a few suspects up to this point, right? At least two or three.
It's starting to narrow down. It's not really clear where the jewels are right now.
Oh, did you go back and rewatch the last chapter?
I did. I needed a little refresher.
No, that's good. Again, as I've said at pretty much every episode, somebody's got to be going back, because I certainly have a hard time keeping
One
track.
of us has to know what's going on here.
And it falls to Evan. It's squarely on Evan's shoulders. So we're we're not sure where the jewels are at. That's not. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I mean, they were.
Yeah, well, Strang had them, and then Steinbeck had them, and then I think Jack had them, and then the goons had them, but then they realized that they only had an empty box. So who knows?
Okay, so that's what it was because yeah, for a while they just like sat in like the warehouse or somewhere, and then all of a sudden they're like changing hands, like
yeah, they're in the safe and they're out of the safe, and then
all over the place.
Who knows if these jewels are even real? It's always just an empty box every time they say, "Hey, they got the jewels."
Yeah, the Tsar's jewels. There is no Tsar. That's gonna be the real twist at the end. There was no Tsar. There are no jewels.
It's all been a theoretical crime.
Yeah, well, you can't put it past a 1930s Poverty Row movie or serial to pull out the rug from under the audience like that. They have no problem saying, none of it was real. It was all a gag. Fuck you. Nowadays, people do that, and it's like inventive. It's like, oh my god, they really got me. And it's like, back in the day, you're just like, come on, cop out. You're copping out. Why? So I hope they don't cop out here.
Yeah, I hope not. I want to see these jewels. It's been 7, almost 8 episodes. We haven't even seen them.
But the age-old question is, if you're a jewel thief, what do you do once you have the jewels? I mean, unless you got some kind of black market connections, which the only person that could really do anything with these jewels is the Whispering Shadow. He's the only criminal entity. Nobody else is. What are they gonna do with them? I mean, give them back to the rightful owner. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it wasn't a story about someone who had like stolen a painting and just like sat on it for decades and it had just been rediscovered or something.
There's many news stories like that come out like regularly.
Yeah, because something like that, you're like, how do you move it? You have the SARS jewels. I guess you can kind of play with them in your hands.
Right. Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
Jangle.
They're hot jewels. You can't just go sell them for, a nice retirement sum and just go, chill out on a beach the rest of your days. You got, you got some stolen goods that you're going to have a hard time unloading. So I don't know, but to the victor goes the spoils. We'll see how it ends up. We've only got, after tonight, we'll have 4 more chapters. So
yeah, we're closing in here.
We are. It's a little sad.
I wonder if Jack's gonna kill somebody again this time.
Did he kill somebody last time?
He almost killed Steinbeck, but then I think he comes back.
Oh, that's what it was. They definitely made it seem like
a big fight.
They made it seem like Jack definitely killed him, and then he got up and just kind of disappeared. I think
so. Yeah.
I think so. So, I don't know. I mean,
Steinbeck's just immortal.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, I loved his strategy of going, "You're killing me," and then just playing.
That's why we thought he died, because that's what it was. It was. I forgot how ridiculous that was. That was so absurd. You're killing me, and then we're like, oh, he's killing him, and then cut. He's getting up, like Get over it, Steinbeck. Why don't you stop acting all suspicious if you're not really the Whispering Shadow, which I don't think you are. We gotta get a suspect. We got a list. We've got to get some kind of, prime suspect. By the end of the night, I'm gonna have a prime suspect. I'm calling it.
Right.
That's the goal for tonight. So, and tonight's chapter is entitled The Red Circle. So that sounds ominous and new and different and interesting, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like they're recording something.
Could be. Could be a big old record button. That is a red circle. That's a very astute observation, Evan. So I could be a red circle record button.
Yeah, you might have not known that little industry tip. Red circle means record.
Yeah, and you know, they actually invented that for this movie. You know, that's actually where they invented the Talk Boy, also famously known from the holiday classic Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. But you think that the Talk Boy originated in that movie, but what you find out is they actually use that as a radio device in the Whispering Shadow. Red record button.
That's how it's communicating.
Right. Exactly. That's how it works. It's why we do the show, the fun little connections that you see in movies and TV over time. It's really something. So,
He's a radio genius. He invented the Talk Boy.
Yep. I mean, back in those days, he could have won a big award for that. Some kind of big prize. But
could have won the Red Circle Award.
Ooh. I like that. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it checks out. Anything before we get into it tonight, Evan?
Yeah, I'd like to enter a new suspect for examination. I think it was Rin Tin Tin, the Wonder Dog.
Rin Tin Tin Wonder Dog is
pull off that cape. Pull off that hat. It was the dog the whole time.
It makes sense. It would add up, you know? I mean, how does he get around so fast? What is his secret? Maybe he's got 4 legs. Yeah, could be. Well, we're going to see. We'll see if Rin Tin Tin makes a stunning entrance here. So on that note, Evan, if you got it queued up.
I do.
And we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of The Whispering Shadow, Chapter 8, The Red Circle, right now. It's too loud. All right. So if you're just tuning in, don't worry, there will be a recap. It won't be much of a recap, but it'll be a recap. And the eventual retconning of the last week's cliffhanger, which has happened.
Right, they're going to unkill Vera.
Yeah, I guess. Vera. Was Vera the Countess?
That's...
Oh, no, Vera Strang. Duh.
She was kidnapped at the end of the last episode.
That's right. It's just a blank slide. I love that.
It's a mystery. We can't show it.
He's really up to no good in that waxwork. I don't know what it is. But you can't trust him. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. The Death Disc. Love it.
Another name for Ultimate Frisbee.
Death Disc.
Ultimate Frisbee.
That's what we will. That movie is going to be coming from us in a few months. Death Disc. About extreme. Extreme frisbee.
Don't worry, Countess. I haven't got the disc on me. The Shadow's only bluffing. He can't kill me.
Oh my god.
You've got the Shadow licked, DuPont. He can't harm you. Now tell us everything you know and save your neck. You mean I won't hang if I talk? Speak up, DuPont. It's your last chance.
Oh shit.
The Shadow.
No, DuPont. Don't stop. He'll kill you. No, I tell you, he'll...
Uh-oh.
Just took it off.
Oh! Nice.
There. You're all right now. The danger's past.
There.
The danger has passed? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
You sure that's why?
And I can tell you, and that's what will happen to us if we don't get those jewels.
Oh, it's like, where are all those voices coming from?
The Shadow must have made a mistake.
The Shadow never makes mistakes. Foster had the jewels all right, but he double-crossed us. They're somewhere in the warehouse.
They're somewhere in the warehouse. They
Going back
Well,
to
we
the
can't do
warehouse.
anything.
they never left the warehouse. They're making
We'll
it.
find out that they've never left the SAR. They're still in Europe.
We just got bad intel.
Bela, my child.
I'm all right. There's nothing to worry about. But I must go down to chief headquarters first. I'll be home as soon as I can.
Why is he smiling like that?
Yeah, what was that look for?
He doesn't. He needs to be looking more
worry about.
serious. Didn't a lady just get blown up in that room? Oh, is she alive?
Yeah, what?
What the hell?
The blast blew her into the next room.
On the opposite side.
Yeah. She fell through a wormhole. He's a radio genius, okay?
This is what killed him. The Shadow didn't need the death disc. The silk clasp was wired to receive the death ray.
Ooh.
Murder. Cold-blooded murder.
Murder.
Send a squad of men to arrest Professor
He didn't need the
Strang.
death disc. He had a death cable.
You had the death belt on you all along. You didn't need the death disc.
I've heard about your automatic figures. Do you make them to order?
Yes, madam. What sort of X-work have you in mind?
Made to order. I'm sorry. What kind of waxwork is this?
But if I could see them.
Oh, I have many sketches, which I will be glad to show, madam, if you accept this.
Lugosi's in here, Strang's in here making real dolls.
Yeah, please follow me into this darkly lit room. There's a robot in the back there going.
I warned you not to kill DuPont. I begged you not to. Now you're going to suffer the way you made me suffer before you killed him.
What makes you think I killed him?
Because I know you're the Whispering Shadow.
You dare?
Yes, I dare. I'm not afraid of you, Shadow. You've hurled your last death ray.
Ooh, nice. Beep. Slipping through the trap door. The hell? What is she, high? Oh my god. She get radio death raid?
So perish those who mock the Shadow's power.
Still trying to make it seem like Strang did it.
Stop making fun of me, you guys.
Another murder, eh?
Me? It's one of my
Even so.
favorite. Lugosi does that in so many movies. He like points to himself and looks surprised, and it's like, come on, guy, you know what you look like. You have to look at your face in the mirror.
3 shots fired, but you ain't been shot.
Me,
Sergeant.
yes, you.
Yeah, don't give me a "this isn't what it looks like." There's a body on the
Why, the head's all burned. Yes. See that red mark across the forehead? So you killed her the same way you killed DuPont, with your infernal electric
sir.
ray. Put the bracelets on him while I phone headquarters.
Cuff him. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's take a break right there. I'm at 8:16.
Perfect.
So that was the exciting beginning of Whispering Shadow Chapter A. What do we think so far, Evan?
Well, seems like they got their man. They did it.
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Yep, it doesn't get any more clear cut than that. You walk in on a suspect trying to flee the scene with a dead body on the floor. Doesn't get much more clean cut than that. You know,
Yeah, the rest of the serial is just a big parade.
yeah, hey, 4 chapters of a celebration of shutting down this killer. I mean, this is, you got to think about it. The Whispering Shadow is, the most diabolical thing until the Zodiac killer in Southern California. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty bad menace to society down there. That was the Whispering Shadow. I mean, think about it. He was just killing the drivers of this company, and Jack's brother. We all know what happened to him, and Jack doesn't let us forget. But it's Lugosi certainly is cast in a pretty bad light right now. Kind of hard for him to talk his way out of this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, until they lock him up and the shadow kills somebody else.
that's true, which has happened to how many characters, how many times so far? Like,
It's always happened.
does that always happen to Jack
goes.
normally? Like, I feel like it's happened to Jack more than once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, Lugosi will weasel his way out of it somehow. See, I know the character's name is Strang, but I just can't help but call him Lugosi. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all my Lugosi heads out there, you guys know, sound off in the chat. You know how it is. I mean, it's hard to separate the man from the characters, I mean, you're talking about a guy who'll forever be synonymous with Dracula, even though, we've had some pretty good other Draculas, but who do you think of? Lugosi. It's just Lugosi. It's a powerful name. Strong Christian name. But
strong Hungarian name.
yeah, it is actually, it is a strong Hungarian name. So, I mean, yeah, definitely not looking too good for old Professor Strang. Old Strangy, as I like to call him now. That's new nickname for him. I just made up. Old
Strang
Strangy.
cheese.
Old Strangy. Oh, Strang Cheese. That's a good one. I like that. Look at us. 8 episodes in, we're finally getting to nickname the characters. It took us long enough. I mean, Strang is just too good of a name not to play off of, right? Strang. I got that Strang on me. So yeah, pretty good so far. I mean, we've had a car chase, and we got to see a lady blow up and defy the rules of time and space, and it was a hell of a first half. So we'll see how Lugosi, Houdini's himself out of this. He's gonna pull some kind of trick. We all know he's got something up his sleeve. So we'll see.
What I want to know, what's the Rex connection?
Okay, so it's very loose. Basically, well,
Tenuous connection.
it's a tenuous connection. Basically, Rex the Wonder Horse was this exactly what his name says. He was a horse who was a movie star in the 20s and the 30s, and he did three serials for Mascot, the company that produced the Whispering Shadow. So
Okay.
that's it's the Mascot connection.
So he was probably like on the lot while they were filming this.
Oh, for sure. Rex was
in his trailer.
Yeah, Rex
His
was
horse trailer.
in his horse trailer. That's right. Getting fed his 24 carrots. That was his diet. He was
He's a gold horse.
He was the gold horse. He was certainly the golden goose for. I mean, it's so funny. So like, and Rex the Wonder Horse also worked with other people that like we talked about the stuntman for this serial, Yakima Canutt.
Mm-hmm.
They worked together. Him and Rex the Wonder Horse worked together a few different times. Because that was Yakima's thing, was like horse stunts, right? And so, but Rex had a pretty interesting career, because like he was a legit star. Like he got billed on
this horse. How does it feel that this horse is like way more famous than either of us are gonna
You
be?
cannot fathom the level of stardom so his career started in the mid 1920s, like I think around 1924, 25. And by like his second movie, he's being billed over the title like Rex. Just not even Rex the Wonder Horse. It was just Rex in blank. And
It's a household name.
yeah, and I mean and the poster's just him, just this majestic illustration, and it's beautiful. I
love that horse.
You gotta appreciate the poster art that they used to have for these old movies, so you can really appreciate it when you see all these artistic renderings of Rex the Wonder Horse. That's the
Amazing.
kind of the beauty of it. But I mean, he worked.
It kind of occurs to me that couldn't you just name your pet or whatever blank the Wonder blank, like everybody could do that.
Yeah,
like Cylon, you could have Peter the Wonder Dog.
Right, exactly. It would be pretty easy, You just put some kind of, what is it, adjective or what is it, whatever, in front of the word, the animal, and you got it. Boom, you got it.
Put some kind of adjective in there.
Yeah, you'll get something pretty astounding. The astounding sheep. I don't know. You come up with it. You
kind of sounds like you're doing Mad Libs.
Right, that's what it feels like, right? I mean, you're just no. It was a craze, though. I mean, it did. That was kind of a thing. Obviously, we don't have animal actors now, really, very much. I mean, you have some dogs and things, but you don't have
technically. But
yeah, I mean, it's not the industry that it once was. But this was the heyday. See what I did there? The heyday. No, but it was. And Rex worked for and the way he got his start, so apparently his name wasn't even Rex, it was something else.
Stage name.
Rex was a stage. He was the horse of Hal Roach, and Hal Roach was the guy that like created the Little Rascals, Our Gang. He like produced a bunch of Laurel and Hardy's most famous stuff. He did a lot of comedies. But he also, he did some serious things. He was a producer. He produced a lot of stuff.
He had a great horse.
He did. He realized he did because he think about it. He took his horse and he made it a star. That's essentially what he did. He realized, he saw the talent, and it really wasn't that much talent. They said if anything, the horse was temperamental, and what he was good at doing was like chasing people or chasing things, and then they'd film it, or like they hit him with like a whip, and he like goes at the whip. Like a lot of horses, they say would kind of normally move away from the whip, but he would like go at the whip. So that was like one of his talents. It's not much of a talent. He's just kind of a horse
His
that
talent is self-defense.
probably shouldn't be on a film set, but he was on many film sets. And he, you know, he worked for Hal Roach, like, you know, for a couple movies, but then he did some movies for Universal. He did a movie for Columbia. And then he moved into the serial game in the early 30s, and he did these 3 serials for Mascot. And the trailer for the one that we're going to see tonight is called The Law of the Wild. And we're getting another twofer here, because it's not just Rex the Wonder Horse. We're also getting Ren 1010 Jr. Again, another. This was a popular pairing, and I'm not quite sure that I get it. I don't, you know, I guess it's like a Frankenstein meets the Wolfman type of situation. You just take these two great
like a buddy cop
things
kind of thing,
and you mash them up, and and you make it work. I mean, you know, a 12 chapter serial, as we've seen, you got to have a lot going on, and usually it's the same stuff happening over and over again in a circle. But still, that's a lot to put on a horse and a dog. And maybe they're just reusing the same footage of the horse and the dog over and over again. But
what do you think that Rex and Ren 1010 thought while they were filming? If you're a horse actor, do you realize that you're acting?
Well, it sounds like Rex did not. It sounded like Rex just did whatever the fuck he wanted. He was a star, okay? He was a star. He had charisma. He didn't need to rehearse. He didn't need, I think he was a diva. I think Ren 1010 was probably a little bit more method, more like controlled, kind of more locked in to the role. But I don't think Rex
does his own stunts.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him jump off that canyon or cliff or whatever it was.
Cliff.
Yeah, that was fucking wild. That was some Homeward Bound shit right there. That was really great.
For real.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, in that Homeward Bound, I mean, all these things, it comes from the traditions of great animal actors. So even though Rex the Wonder Horse won't be appearing in this particular serial, he was part of the success of the company that produced this serial. So we have a connection. We made it. So on that note, we're going to see this trailer for The Law of the Wild, starring Rex the Wonder Horse and Ren 1010 Jr. And then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting conclusion of The Whispering Shadow, The Red Circle. So stick around. We'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back.
I say.
tell me what day this is? Hey, stop! I got a pebble in my shoe!
Woo.
As soon as you come out, I'm gonna knock you in again!
Oh my god. Hell's happening.
How do you think Bill Turpin felt playing second fiddle to a horse? Or his third fiddle?
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, how wild is it that this horse just got fucking, like, all the fucking clout? Him and Renty. Oh my god.
Stop him!
Look at him. Look at him go.
They did showcase his chasing people ability.
Oh yeah, did they? Was he good at it?
Yeah.
Worth the price of
really love
admission?
this, I'm really loving this projection.
Oh, yeah.
shots.
That's
The one where the cowboy was like in front of the horse, waving his arms, but it
oh
just looks
yeah,
like
that
he's
was
really tiny.
yeah. I saw.
I won't do it. Mr. Sheldon is innocent.
The tiniest cowboy.
Oh, our mics have been on.
Why not? He's the fastest
Little bonus
racehorse in the
jokes.
world.
Yes, we got you. Loyalty. Well, I hope so.
Honor.
That horse ain't loyal.
That's the law of the wild.
Oh my god. Yeah, those are probably some Yakima stunts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Ah! That wasn't rear projection. That was. The devil horse is right. Devil horse and the wonder dog. And we are back. So, the trailer for The Law of the Wild. And yeah.
That's why they're called mascot cereals.
Yeah, man. You gotta. They know who really brings in the dough, you know? People are suckers for animals. They just can't help themselves. You wanna...
This is the house that Rex built.
It really mascot was until it got sold 2 or 3 years later, and you know, kind of womp womp. I mean, but you know, hey, Rex, you know, he went out on top there. I mean, you got to think, some movie stars, their fame only lasts for like a handful of years. You know, 5 years if you're lucky. Rex like went for at least like 12. You know, that's a pretty good career.
It's a good act career.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely worth noting, you know, and who knows, maybe one of these seasons when we're really like scraping the barrel for some mini-sodes I'm sure Law of the Wild is public domain, so if we really want to go down that road, we can watch The Law of the Wild and really see Rex and Rin Tin Tin in action. But little
really appeal to our horse demographic or any horses out there watching?
Right. Any, horses are animals of comfort. They like consistency, and this show is nothing if not consistent. So we've gotten plenty of letters from horse owners saying, you're the only thing that lulls my horse to sleep at night in the stable. This
Every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday and Friday. They say, you want to get the horses settled down, you just play the soothing tones of the Scream Stream and just lull you right to sleep. So that's what we're here for.
That's what we're gonna do.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
put you to bed.
We're gonna put you to bed.
I'm gonna tuck you in.
Oh my god. Evan, don't scare our audience. I said I wanted an interactive show, but that might be a little too interactive for the audience out there. We gotta be gentle. Work our way up to it. But no, for now, we're just gonna keep this train rolling. And rolling right on through to the conclusion of the red circle, and so far no talk boy yet.
Yeah.
Really.
So where were they? They've captured Strang, arrested him, I guess.
Right.
I think that they've actually captured a wax double of Strang. And that's why this animatronic, it only does the...
Yeah. Okay, I like that theory. I think that's a pretty solid... I mean, he's got to have these automatons around for some reason, right? He's gonna use one as a body double at some point. I think you're putting two and two together, Evan. I think your multiple rewatches are showing. I think it's
I'm gonna square this red circle.
Yeah. So that's an understatement. Or anything before we get into it, but before you square this circle, Evan.
No, I think I'm ready.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of The Whispering Shadow Chapter 8 right now.
Father! Oh, the Countess!
So you
Oh, you're
recognize her,
so
eh?
right, Evan.
She's the woman who
Oh,
kidnapped me
man.
last night.
Then that's why you killed her.
No. He didn't know anything about her. He couldn't have done it.
Hush. Tell them nothing.
Okay, the wax, it also does that.
What is Jack just lunging at Steinbeck like that for?
It will clinch the case against Strang.
Just attack on sight.
Their last fight was unfinished, I guess.
My father is innocent.
Innocent, bah! He is the Whispering Shadow. Why else should the Shadow
The
Man
Whispering
allow
Shadow.
him to take the Imperial jewels from the hotel safe last night?
How do you know that?
Because I saw him run away with them. I took them away from him.
You took them. What have you done with them?
I went to the warehouse to put them into the safe. Foster, he attacked me. He nearly killed me. Ask him where the jewels are.
Where did you put them, Foster?
Well, sir, I put them on, Foster.
Mr. Raymond, you forget yourself. As president of the Empire Storage Company, I demand to know where those jewels are.
The Shadow
Wow.
is still at large, Mr. Bradley.
President really pulling his president power, huh?
Jewels will be safe.
President card.
You're quite right, Mr. Raymond. Let's get the prisoner to headquarters.
There, my daughter. You mustn't worry. Everything will be all right. Come on.
I must talk to you. Please. In here.
Uh-oh. See, I'm suspicious about the president, man.
Okay. Okay.
He might be my new #1
You are the
suspect.
only one I can appeal to. You've got to help my father.
I can't do it. I won't do it. You've no right to ask me such a thing. I'll tell you why. When your father's attacked, made our drivers afraid to take their trucks out on the road.
Oh, God.
Another driver. I'm through. Say, what's the matter with you, Mert?
Just in case you
We've had 4
forgot.
of our trucks wrecked in the past month, haven't we?
Well, this is a fine time to lose your nerve.
I can't help it. And I've got a strong hunch the Whispering Shadow is going to strike again.
I'll take the truck out, Jack. What do you say? I'm not afraid.
Are we all the way back
Makes a
in
lot of
chapter
difference when
1?
it's your kid brother, don't it, boss? Well,
Thanks, Jack.
Do we really need to understand Jack's motivation again? He's communicated it many times.
just want to make sure your
Yeah, he's
radio
been very
phone was working
clear.
okay. The radios were working on them other trucks, but that didn't help the drivers any.
Oh, cut out the crepe hanging, will you?
Cut out the what now?
What? Crate hanging?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that one before.
If anything happens to that kid, Jack, remember, I tried to warn you.
Who is that? Have we seen that guy since?
I don't think so.
Maybe he's the Shadow. This guy they introduced in
yeah.
one scene in the first chapter. We haven't seen him since. It's that guy. Fuck.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo rules.
Fuck. We should have known. I'm sorry, I don't remember the motorcyclist.
Isn't that just Jack?
Oh, is he going to like warn him?
Taking a shortcut?
Oh my god, this would be so fucking nauseating. Ugh. I'm getting nauseated just looking at it.
Get ready, guys. Pull up there. Don't shoot it, Jack.
Gee, Jack, you sure gave us a scare. What's wrong? Nothing, I
Did you
hope.
see that sick
We're
trick I
pretty
pulled back there?
What's that?
Ah. Ooh.
Whispering Shadow.
The Whispering Shadow. Uh-oh.
It's a trap. Get going, bud.
It's a trap.
Cannot escape. Get on it, bud.
Oh my god. Forgot about
I forgot
this.
that he just leaves his motorcycle in the road.
And gets on top of the truck for a better vantage point.
Yeah, I love this.
They're trying to get away. Block the road.
Oh my god. Ah! Oh shit! Man, I forgot about all this. It's worth seeing again.
Yeah, episode 1 was pretty exciting.
I mean, yeah, look at him. Look at him. Bang, 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 bang. This would have been so much fun to film if you just didn't give a shit about any kind of real safety.
Just have people hanging out of cars and
That's-
lying on top of the truck.
What are we worried about? There's nobody else on the road. It's like all of they're probably concerned about. Not people standing on cars and jumping and hanging out the side and firing fucking cap guns.
And you asked me to help the monster that killed my brother?
Killed my brother.
Father isn't the Whispering Shadow, and he can prove it if only you will help him.
Prove it. How can it?
That I can't tell you now. My father's lips were sealed until the Imperial jewels were in his hands.
Yes. And when he gets them in his hands. Goodbye, Jules.
How can you be so hard? Would you turn the jewels over to the police? All that my father wants is to be sure that they are safe.
And if I do?
Then my father can prove his right to them, and also that he is not the Whispering Shadow.
All right, I'll do it. I'll phone you when I get them.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Oh, man, where's this guy been? Oh, what? Why did I even ask? I should have known.
I almost had it. Never mind that now.
I don't think that you did, my guy.
Drop 64. Checked in at Clearwater an hour ago.
That means they won't be back to the warehouse till 8 o'clock tonight.
Huh, that's what it said.
Uh-oh.
Sneaking around.
It's definitely the president.
Be at the warehouse tonight at 8 o'clock. Foster is going to get the jewels.
I mean, it seems a little obvious now. It's got to be the president. Uh-oh. What did he just hit him in the truck?
We finally see some jewels.
Uh-oh. Look out!
Oh.
Oh no! Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God!
Sheesh. A little
Um,
grim.
well, that was the exciting conclusion of The Whispering Shadow Chapter 8. What did we think, Evan?
Game over for Mr. Foster.
I mean, I guess the red circle is a gunshot wound.
I guess.
I mean,
The other person who got zapped, didn't they have a red circle on them?
I thought it was just something on his belt.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's got to be a bullet wound, which is kind of underwhelming. I didn't know it was some kind of new conspiracy group or some kind of maybe the I don't know, maybe the Satanists are coming in at some point. I didn't know what the red circle meant.
The communists are coming to town.
It could have been any of those things, but no, just a gunshot wound. I mean, as usual, it doesn't look too good for our hero, does it? I mean, every week.
But it's okay because those weren't the real jewels.
They weren't the real jewels, and he didn't really get shot, which is what you're going to find out at the beginning of next week. That's just the way that these things go.
Just spinning our wheels. There's no consequences.
Never. No, not when you can just retcon any violent death into, and they just moved out of the way in the nick of time and were completely unharmed.
Well, his brother is the Shadow.
That would actually be really cool. That would be good. I would be genuinely impressed, but I think that's too good to be true. Now, Evan, if you wanted to remake it, and you could, could. I mean, we're kind of spoiling it now, but be a pretty good reworking of the ending, I think. So, be on the lookout for that.
Is that how you remake a mystery? You just make you make whoever's it a different person?
I guess you could. That's kind of an interesting, you know, I guess for movies more than like, you know, a book, you know, a movie you can kind of, I don't know. It's a good strategy. I think it could work.
Yeah, interesting adaptation strategy.
Yeah. There are many. That is one of many. So somebody test it out and let us know how it works for you. Yeah, man, adaptations. Let's see. I guess technically this Friday we've got an adaptation lined up for our feature film presentation, and it's I mean, it's technically a fairy tale, which I didn't know. I'm gonna give you a little fact now.
Kind of a I was gonna say a grim fairy tale, but I think that just means something else.
Yeah. It's I've done some of the research on it, so it is, yeah, it's kind of interesting, the origins of the Bluebeard story, and that's what we're gonna be watching this Friday. Is Bluebeard from 1944, starring John Carradine, directed by Edgar G. Ulmer, and produced by PRC. So a nice Poverty Row film to keep us entertained this Friday. It's been
Very nice.
It's been a while since we've had a Poverty Row film, so
yeah, it has actually.
might be our first for this season. So
yeah. I've been back to Poverty Row in a minute.
Yeah, when we started this show, it felt like we were like spending a lot of time at Poverty Row, and I think I realized that's, there's only so many decent Poverty Row horror films, and then you got to get through every old dark house mystery, and after a while, they just all run together. But no, this Friday's film should be artful. The director is, kind of somebody who was considered to be a pretty talented director who could do a lot with a little. Kind of started in Germany, kind of on the foot, like on the tail end of the German Expressionist movement, and then came to America and, did a few mainstream films and then worked in Poverty Row, and independent productions. And so it's going to be a quality film, and John Carradine's in it. He's great. And it's the story, this is a like, I don't know if it's well known per se, but it's considered a fairy tale. So
yeah, I hadn't actually heard of it until you told me about it the other day.
Yeah,
or I guess last week.
I've heard the term and known what the colloquial, saying that someone is a Bluebeard. I've understood that. But I mean, and I knew about this movie. I haven't seen this movie, but I knew about it. And but it wasn't until recently that I was like, oh, okay, this is actually an adaptation of a fairy tale by one of the like people that is responsible for fairy tales as we know them, that are not brothers with the last name Grimm. So should be nice. And of course, as always, Evan brings us a wonderful cocktail to pair with the evening's film, and a little segment which we call
What were you drinking?
What are we going to be drinking on Friday, Evan?
Well, we've got a nice kind of summery drink this Friday. I set out with the mission of making an original, but I'll be honest, I found this one and I just couldn't turn it down. This week's drink is called the Lady Killer, and I don't know that we mentioned what Bluebeard means, but you can maybe guess.
It's a pretty good hint. That's a pretty good 2-word summary of what Bluebeard's all about.
Yeah. And so if you'd like to make this at home, the Lady Killer is made with the flesh of half a passion fruit, gin, passion fruit liqueur, triple sec, pineapple juice, and a lemon wedge garnish.
Very
So
nice.
we have it's been a hot minute since we've broken out the passion fruit liqueur, and we've definitely never had fresh passion fruit on the show. I hope I can. They sell that at the store, right?
I think so.
Might find some.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find that. That shouldn't be too hard. I didn't even know you had passion fruit liqueur.
Yeah. I think we used that for Bela Lugosi meets Tokyo Godzilla. That drink.
I forgot about that drink. That's right.
And that's been a while.
Yeah, that was the finale of our summer of schlock. That was back at the end of the summer. So
Yeah.
definitely been a hot minute. So that sounds delicious. It's
Have a nice little refreshing reprieve from winter.
Yeah, get something a little, which is funny because it's we're definitely in the heart of it. Of course, our neck of the woods, we're not seeing anything, but this is
no snow, just rain
snow.
and wind.
Yep, a lot of rain, whole lot of rain. But
Whole lot of rain.
what are you gonna do? You just take it all in stride. So that's we'll be keeping it real over here as we do. And if you want to make that recipe at home and drink along with us this Friday when we're watching Bluebeard, you can find the recipe for the Lady Killer over on our Instagram page. We are over there at Screamstream Live. Also over on X and TikTok at Screamstream Show. Of course, if you want to catch up on any of our past episodes, you can go find those over on our YouTube page at Screamstream Live. Like and subscribe. Check out all those crazy public domain movies that we've wiled the nights away with. And of course, if you want to follow us on any of the socials, you can go find me over on X at Spakenstein, and Mr. Evan Sink is on X and Instagram at Caligari Cursed. Anything before we sign off tonight, Evan?
So if you couldn't tell what we've been hinting at, a blue beard means a rich lumberjack. That's what this movie's about.
Yep. Go ahead and set your expectations now. Rich lumberjack. That's right. Until Friday. Sweet screams, everybody.
And to all, a good fright.